this week, again, I begin with thanking your story and Shraddha View to cover our fourth week, Stars for Impact, uh, which we have come out of the COVID Innovation Deployment Accelerator that CCAM, along with many partners, have put together. And we are very excited. The accelerator has come to a 30-day circle. And interestingly, in 30 days, we have 30 innovations out of 1,000 submissions that we have gotten, who comprehensively, from multi dimensions, have potential to impact the India's response to COVID challenge in terms of healthcare. And that is really, really exciting. We have seen something real phenomenal work. Important thing to notice is that these are the innovations which are nearly there. And the idea is to select them and help them to go to the last mile. And that has been very, very exciting. Today, we have innovations which are, again, some of the very early stage risky innovations, which can be important going forward for us. In terms of diagnostics, in some stem cell based drug discovery platform, in terms of the immunotherapy or plasma therapy approach, the licensed disinfectant, which is graduating from a setting of the poultry setting to a human settings, and so on. And this is very, very exciting. These are, again, good challenges. I just need to reiterate that we have really assessed them very, very carefully. A lot of discussions go on before these innovations come on this platform. Not that they are there in the market tomorrow, but they are to be in market in a month, and that's very, very exciting part. So I'll start with iStem, a CCAM incubated startup, which traditionally has done phenomenal work in terms of stem cell biology-based approach for vision disorders. And they, in parallel, were actually doing, before COVID hit, something on lung cells, which are the primary sites for COVID infection. They were growing lung cells using the stem cell approach. And while they were doing it, they have now able to come to a stage where they could potentially work with other labs to actually grow COVID in these lung cells. So let's say if you have a virus now in lung cells, which is the primary site of infection for human physiology, this could be one of the best platform if they actually go the last mile in terms of technical feasibility. It could be one of the best platform for testing repurposing drugs. You can directly test drugs which people talk about, can be easily tested here because this would be human stem cells with virus in them, and you can see which drugs would work, which do not work at a very early stage. They already have some collaborations that is being planned. I think they may be inked already. So I'll give it to a very good close friend of mine, Jogin, to share more about that. Jogin.
Thank you. Thanks, Taslim. So thanks for all this, guys. And again, I completely agree with Shraddha. CCAMP has done absolutely phenomenal work. So as our name suggests, we're involved in creating incurable therapies for incurable diseases of the eye. But lung work was always like a skunk works for us. And our scientists, led by Rajarshi, were very interested. We have published papers in the last 2 years on lung work. And then we pivoted over the last 3 months to try and create. So what we have is a anti-COVID screening platform. And here's why it's important. Right? If you look at today's scenario, these antibody tests, etc., are proving to be fairly unreliable, at least as of today. You've got vaccine research, which is struggling because the virus is mutating quite a bit, etc. And it's going to be, conservative estimates say 12 to 18 months away. In our view, I think the easiest and the most potent bet one can make right now is to do drug repurposing. Now, so far it hasn't worked, right? Because you've got this whole thing about HCQ, you've got remdesivir also, but it hasn't worked. So here's where our platform comes in. What we have done, I'll give you 30 seconds of science and then try and do an analogy. If you look at the way the virus attacks the body, the first it enters through the airways, and then it is primed by a receptor known as, I'm going to get the name right, TMPRSS2. And once that is primed, it then attaches to the ACE2 inhibitor, which is fairly famous now. So if you look at an analogy, look at the virus as an invader in your house, and you have two doors which have your apartment number stamped on it. So it recognizes it, it breaks it in, and then all havoc happens after that. So what we have done is, in our platform, we have created cells which express these two specific markers very well. Why is this significant? Because now, if you look at the only way to do drug repurposing is to make sure that you have a virus titer which is fairly significant, and make sure that then you have the controls, etc. So you need to have stability in your virus growth, which is actually, believe it or not, inside the lab it's a big challenge. Outside the lab it's another matter, but inside the lab this is a big challenge. And once you can do that, the other thing that is significant is that if you look, there are several computational models that are coming up for drug repurposing, and one that has come up, which is online from Purdue, shows that, what they do essentially is they try and figure out how a particular drug binds to what site of a virus. They do computational models, and they've shown that HCQ wasn't even in the top 40. Remdesivir wasn't even in the top 30. So there's a massive amount of work that can be done at a fairly fast pace to get a drug which can potentially help to treat COVID. We've already now have I can't say the name, but we have 2 collaborations based on this that we have already, I think we'll announce in the next 72 hours. Latest by Wednesday, one in a premier research institute in India and another one in the US, where we will be sending our cells, our expertise, our SOPs, and then we will be partnering, collaborating with them for this drug discovery process. And the last thing I'll say before any questions, if you have, is that the platform and everything is available now. So we will be sending our cells as early as next week, and to outside the US as soon as the courier services become more reliable. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Roy.
No, thanks, Jogin. Thank you so much for this. I think it's very exciting. We are excited that your further test would allow you to, build it as a platform for testing new drugs that people are attempting. So looking forward to that. Thank you so much, Jogin.
That's correct.